Bette Davis, born Ruth Elizabeth Davis on April 5, 1908, in Lowell, Massachusetts, became one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses. Known for her powerful performances and fierce independence, Davis was not only a cinematic legend, but also a symbol of resilience. Raised by her mother after her parents divorced, she learned to rely on herself from an early age. Davis's path to fame began with training at John Murray Anderson's dramatic school in New York. Unlike many of her peers, who relied on their beauty, Davis built her career on her ability to portray complex characters with raw emotional intensity. Her expressive eyes, which would later become her signature, helped her convey deep emotions like passion, anger, vulnerability, and cunning. This unique talent made her a standout actress in an industry where beauty often overshadowed skill. Breaking out in Hollywood. Davis's breakthrough in Hollywood came after she signed with Warner Brothers in the early 1930s. Her early years at the studio were frustrating, with mediocre roles that didn't showcase her talent. But she fought relentlessly for better parts, and in 1934, her breakthrough came with Of Human Bondage. In this film, she portrayed Mildred Rogers, a manipulative waitress. Davis refused to soften the character, opting for a portrayal that was both bold and abrasive. This fearless approach to acting set her apart and earned her critical acclaim, positioning her as a serious actress rather than a mere Hollywood starlet. Throughout her career, she continued to take on challenging and complex roles, becoming a trailblazer for actresses who refused to conform to Hollywood's expectations of beauty and grace. A career defined by courage. Bette Davis's career was marked by a series of powerful and courageous performances. Over the years, she became known for her uncompromising standards and her willingness to take on unglamorous characters. Davis won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, one for Dangerous, 1935, and another for Jezebel, 1938. She also earned a record-breaking 10 Oscar nominations, a testament to her skill and dedication to her craft. Among her most celebrated performances were in films like Dark Victory, 1939, Now Voyager, 1942, All About Eve, 1950, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, 1962. In All About Eve, Davis's portrayal of Margot Channing, an aging stage actress, became legendary, with her famous line, "Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy night," entering the lexicon of film history. Refusing to conform to Hollywood expectations, Davis's career wasn't just about the roles she played, it was also about her refusal to conform to Hollywood's standards of the time. In the 1930s, she famously sued Warner Brothers in an attempt to gain more creative freedom. While she lost the lawsuit, her actions had a lasting impact on the industry. She became known not only for her acting talent, but also for her outspoken nature and her determination to chart her own path. Hollywood's expectations of women were often restrictive, but Davis fought against these limitations. She rejected the idea that actresses should be typecast or limited to certain roles based on their looks or age. Instead, she chose characters that were strong, flawed, and multifaceted, setting a new standard for female performers in Hollywood. The struggles of love and marriage. Off-screen, Bette Davis's personal life was marked by turbulence, particularly her relationships and marriages. Her first marriage, to actor Harmon Nelson in 1932, was fraught with tension. Nelson, who struggled to find success in Hollywood, felt overshadowed by Davis's rising stardom. Their relationship was strained by jealousy and differing career goals, leading to their divorce in 1938. Davis's second marriage, to Arthur Farnsworth, brought a brief period of stability. However, Tragedy struck when Farnsworth died suddenly in 1943, leaving Davis devastated. She never fully recovered from his death, which marked one of the darkest periods of her life. Despite these personal losses, Davis continued to focus on her career, using her pain and grief to fuel her performances. The heartbreak of motherhood. Davis's third marriage, to artist William Grant Sherry in 1945, seemed promising at first. They had one daughter together, Barbara Davis Sherry, who would later become known as B.D. Heyman. For a time, Davis found fulfillment in motherhood, but her marriage to Sherry began to deteriorate. Tensions arose as Sherry struggled to handle Davis's strong will and demanding nature, and by 1950, they divorced. Davis's relationship with her daughter also became strained over the years. B.D. later published a memoir that painted a harsh and unflattering picture of her mother, a betrayal that deeply wounded Davis. Feeling abandoned, Davis made the painful decision to disinherit her daughter. This marked the end of their close relationship, adding another layer of heartbreak to Davis's already complex personal life. A fourth marriage and final attempts at happiness. In 1950, Davis married for the fourth and final time to fellow actor Gary Merrill. Their marriage began on a positive note, with both understanding the demands of the film industry. They formed a blended family, with Davis's daughter Barbara and two adopted children, Margot and Michael. However, their relationship, like her previous marriages, was plagued by conflict. Both Davis and Merrill were strong-willed and prone to clashes. Their marriage became increasingly volatile, and after a decade of arguments and tensions, they divorced in 1960. This marked the end of Davis's attempts at marital happiness, but she continued to remain fiercely independent and committed to her career. The 7 actresses Bette Davis couldn't stand. Throughout her long career, Bette Davis made no secret of her opinions about her colleagues, particularly the women she saw as rivals. In a candid moment, she once confessed to having complicated and sometimes secretive liaisons with 7 actresses, all of whom she came to despise. One of the women she mentioned was Tallulah Bankhead, a flamboyant stage and screen actress known for her wild lifestyle. Davis described Bankhead as outrageous and noted that she lacked loyalty, often betraying her friends. Another actress on Davis's list was Joan Crawford, her well-known rival. Though their feud was public, Davis hinted at a deeper intimacy between them, though she claimed that Crawford was always calculating and kept score in their relationship. Barbara Stanwyck was another actress Davis mentioned, describing her as cold and aloof, more interested in precision than passion. The complicated relationships with fellow icons. Davis's list also included Marlene Dietrich, whose allure captivated Davis, but whose emotional distance frustrated her. Davis admitted she couldn't resist Dietrich's exotic charm, but hated the fact that Dietrich never gave herself fully to anyone. Katharine Hepburn, known for her strong will, also made the list. Davis revealed that their personalities clashed, as Hepburn wanted to be in control of every relationship, which Davis could not accept. Greta Garbo, the Swedish star known for her mystique, was another actress Davis found difficult to understand. Davis described Garbo as being like a ghost, always disappearing and reappearing without explanation. Lastly, Davis mentioned Claudette Colbert, whom she accused of being both charming and ruthless, smiling sweetly while stabbing others in the back. These complex relationships with fellow actresses only added to the drama and intrigue surrounding Davis's life and career. Bette Davis's legacy. Bette Davis passed away on October 6, 1989, at the age of 81, after a brave battle with breast cancer. Despite her declining health, Davis remained determined to continue her work. She attended the Donostia San Sebastian International Film Festival in Spain just days before her death, where she was honored for her contributions to cinema. She received the award with the same defiance and strength that had defined her career. Shortly after, her health deteriorated and she passed away in Paris. Her body was transported back to Hollywood, where she was laid to rest in Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Her gravestone bears the inscription, "She did it the hard way," a fitting tribute to her indomitable spirit. Bette Davis's legacy lives on, not only in the films she made, but in the strength and resilience she exhibited throughout her life.